The alien princess thought her human husband was Innocuous, until his wrath. Princess Zarathiel of the Velkhari Empire had always considered her human husband, Dr. Marcus Chen, to be pleasantly harmless. Among a species that had conquered 14 star systems through superior biotechnology and neural warfare, Marcus seemed almost quaint, a xenobiologist who spent his days cataloging microorganisms and tending to his hydroponic garden aboard their estate on Velkhar Prime. The Velkhari were a proud people, their crystalline exoskeletons shimmering with bioluminescent patterns that reflected their emotional states. They stood nearly 3 meters tall, with 4 arms ending in delicate manipulator appendages capable of performing molecular-level surgery. Humans, by comparison, were small, soft, and distressingly fragile. When Zarathiel had chosen Marcus during the diplomatic integration 5 years prior, her family had been puzzled but accepting. After all, he posed no threat. Marcus knew exactly what they thought of him. He'd learned the Velkhari language perfectly, including the subtle chromatophore shifts that added layers of meaning to their words. He understood when Zarathiel's uncle referred to him as the pet scientist, or when her military advisors dismissed Earth's defensive capabilities as charmingly primitive. He smiled, nodded, and returned to his research. What none of them understood, what Zarathiel was only beginning to suspect, was that Marcus Chen hadn't been selected randomly for the integration program. He was one of Earth's most carefully placed assets, a man whose doctorate in xenobiology was merely his 3rd advanced degree. His first had been in theoretical physics. His second, completed in classified facilities beneath the Antarctic ice, had been in something the Velkhari had no name for: asymmetric warfare doctrine. The trouble began when Commander Thelkor, Zarathiel's ambitious cousin, attempted a coup. The Velkhari Empire had been stable for 3 centuries, but Thelkor represented a faction that viewed the integration with humanity as weakness. On a night when 3 of Velkhar Prime's moons aligned, casting the capital in crimson light, Thelkor's forces struck. Zarathiel's personal guard fell within minutes. Their neural implants turned against them by Thelkor's hacked biocodes. The palace, a living structure of engineered coral and responsive tissues, sealed itself according to the coup force's commands. Zarathiel found herself trapped in her private chambers with only Marcus, who had been preparing tea when the attack began. "Stay behind me," she commanded, her exoskeleton flaring defensive patterns as she heard armored footsteps approaching. Her 4 arms flexed, extending monomolecular cutting edges from her fingertips. "I will protect you." Marcus set down his teacup with deliberate care. "Zara," he said quietly, using the shortened name he employed only in private. "I need you to trust me. How many are coming?" 12 soldiers, military-grade enhancement. Marcus, please hide in... How many? His voice hadn't risen, but something in its quality made her chromatophores flash confusion. 12? Perhaps a minute away, but you cannot. Marcus was already moving. From beneath their bed, he retrieved a case Zarathiel had assumed contained specimen containers. It opened to reveal something that made her chromatic patterns freeze in shocked stillness. The device inside looked deceptively simple. A cylinder no larger than Marcus's forearm, covered in what appeared to be circuit patterns, but pulsed with an energy signature her enhanced vision couldn't classify. "Do you know what the fundamental difference between Velkhari and human technology is?" Marcus asked conversationally, attaching the device to his arm with practiced efficiency. "You learned to manipulate biology, to make living systems serve you. We learned to break physics." The door exploded inward. Thelkor's soldiers poured through, their weapons charged, their neural implants synchronized for perfect tactical coordination. They saw a small human standing before their target, unarmed by any standard they understood. Marcus raised his arm. What happened next would be debated by Velkari scientists for generations. The device on Marcus's arm didn't fire a projectile or emit radiation. Instead, it did something that should have been impossible. It created a localized pocket of altered space-time, a bubble approximately 3 meters in diameter where the fundamental constants of the universe shifted by precisely calculated increments. Inside that bubble, the strong nuclear force weakened by a factor of 10⁻⁶. The soldiers' exoskeletons, their weapons, their neural implants, anything composed of matter more complex than loose atoms, simply ceased to maintain molecular cohesion. They didn't explode or melt. They just stopped being. 12 Velkari warriors became clouds of their constituent elements, which dispersed harmlessly as the field collapsed. Zarathiel's chromatic patterns cycled through colors that hadn't been seen in Velkari physiology for millions of years. The deep biological response to something that bypassed all cognitive threat assessment and spoke directly to the primal fear of predation. Marcus deactivated the device and turned to her. His face showed regret, perhaps even sorrow, but no uncertainty. "I'm sorry you had to see that. There are 17 more tactical teams in the palace. I can neutralize them in approximately 8 minutes. Thelkor is commanding from the North Spire. I'll need 12 minutes to reach him, accounting for the vertical distance." What are you?" Zarathiel's voice came out as a harmonic dissonance, her vocal sacs unable to maintain proper frequency. Marcus met her eyes, those soft, brown human eyes she'd found so endearing. "I'm exactly what I told you I was. A scientist, a gardener, someone who loves you," he paused, "and someone who will end anyone who tries to harm you." He moved toward the shattered doorway, then stopped. "Your empire is safe, Zara. You're safe. But I need you to understand something now that you didn't need to know before. Earth didn't join the Velkari Empire seeking protection. We entered this alliance because we calculated it was less expensive than conquest. We're a young species. We prefer peace." His smile was gentle, almost apologetic. "But we're terrifyingly good at the alternative." As Marcus disappeared into the palace corridors, where sounds of combat were already beginning to fade, Zarathiel stood alone among the scattered atoms of her would-be assassins. She had thought she was marrying a harmless scholar from a primitive world. She'd been entirely catastrophically wrong, and somehow, impossibly, she loved him even more.